Hello and welcome to this new video tutorial of Magento 2. In today's default Magento 2 workflow, we'll be showing you how the admin would be able to create the different tax zones and tax rates. Apart from that, we'll also be showing you how the admin would be able to create the tax rules. We'll also be showing you how the text appears in the shopping cart to the customers there. Apart from that, we'll also be showing you the initial configuration settings for the tax in the default system there in the Magento 2 backend panel there. But before I proceed further with this particular video tutorial today, please do subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to receive the latest updates from our end. And if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. So let's hop onto the storefront now and let's see the workflow at the customers, and first how the customers will be able to see the tax rates in the shopping cart and the rest of the workflow thereafter in the admin backend panel there. So right now what we'll be doing is we'll be seeing how the text appears to the customers in the shopping cart there, and thereafter we'll see how to set up the tax zones and tax rates, how to create the tax rules and the basic configuration setting options available in the admin backend panel there. So right now I've logged into the customer account panel there and I've added a product, that's the red t-shirt, in the cart, and let me tap here on the view and edit cart button or the option there. Now here under the estimate shipping and tax, we'll be able to calculate the tax here. Now before I show you that the tax has been calculated here, as you can see, it's 12.30 of the subtotal, that's $123. It's 10% of the same. Now if I take you to the tax zones and tax rates that I've created, here you can see that for United States California, I've given a zip code range, that is 9001 to 9007. The rate would be 10%. And the country would be United States California, and another rate has been created, that's for United States New York, rate 1, where the country is United States, the region is New York, and the zip code is any of the zip codes there, and the rate is 8.3750% there, right? So accordingly, now here you can see that I've given the country as United States, the state as California, and the zip code as 9001, and accordingly the tax is being calculated here as $12.30 there. Now if I try and remove the zip code, you will see that the text would be removed from the cart section here. So it's just taking a bit of time there. The tax has been removed, but now if I go ahead and I enter my zip code there, that's mandatory there, then we'll see that the tax has been applied there. Now similarly, if I go with New York here, for example, let's go with New York, and I cancel out the zip code there, you'll see that according to that that rate that we had created in the admin backend panel for United States country, the state would be New York, the zip code would be any of the zip codes there. The rate would be 8.3750. The same is applicable here, and the tax has been calculated as $10.30 for the same there. So that's how the customers would be able to view the particular tax that would be applicable on a particular product there in the front end there when they have added the product within the cart there. So now kindly note that for running your store, you need to set up your tax rates on the products, because in each country the tax rates are mandatory and are to be paid to the government there. So according to the tax rates or the tax slabs, you have to create the tax rates for your products if you are selling your products within a particular region. The tax rates also differ depending upon the regions for which that you're creating the tax rules there. So accordingly, you'll have to create the tax rules there. So this was how the text appears to the customers in the shopping cart. Now let's see how we can set up the tax zones and the tax rates. So for that, what we need to do is we need to navigate to stores, and here we have to go to taxes, and under taxes we have to go to tax zones and rates there. So I'll just tap here on the tax zones and rates, and this would bring up the particular section with the particular tax zones and rates that you've already created. And if it's the first time that you're coming to this particular section, then this particular section would be empty. Now to add a tax rate, what you need to do is you need to tap here on the add new tax rate, and that will bring up this particular section wherein you have to fill in the data so as to set up the new tax rate for your store there. So here you have to give the text identifier, like the identifier that we had given there. For example, United States, California, zip code range was given, and then we had set up the rule 1 as the tax rate 1 as the tax identifier. Then we have the zip postcode is range. So if you want, you can also set up the zip post to be range. You have to select this, and then you have to give the zip range from and range to values. For state, you can choose the state, the country, the rate percentage that would be applicable there. And then for the text titles, you can set up for the different store views of your store accordingly. You can see that right now we have two different stores here, store views, Arabic and French, and the default store view. So that's why here you can see that we have Arabic, default store view, and French, and accordingly you can set up the text titles for the same. You can leave these fields empty if you wish to use the text identifier there. Now after you have set this up, we'll have to tap here on the save rate to save the particular rate. Now let me edit one already created rate. For example, this one, that is a zip post is range tax rate. So here you can see that the tax identifier, I have set it as United States California 9001 to 9777. Rate 1, the zip post is range. The range is from 9001 to 9007. The state is California, the country is United States, and the rate is in percentage. Now let me edit the other one that I have created for all zip codes. That's why I've used an asterisk for the zip postcode there. So let me edit this. So here you can see that the text identifier, I've set it as US New York. Now this text identifier is visible. The thing that you write here is visible when you are creating the tax rules. Under the tax rules, you will be able to see the text identifiers that you have created there for selection for the text rules there. So here you can see that I've not set the zip code as range, and I've set the zip postcode as asterisk for all or matches any. You can also set it as, for example, 900 asterisk, and that matches any that begins with 900 itself and are no longer than 10 there. Then we have to set up the state, country, rate percentage as per your own requirement, and then tap on the save rate to save that particular rate there. So this was how we can set up the text zones and text rates easily within the admin backend panel by navigating through stores and text zones and text rates. Now coming to the text rules. So to create a tax rule, what you need to do is you need to tap here on the add new text rule, and another page to add the text rule would appear. For now, let's edit the particular tax rule that I've already created. That's the test tax rule. For the customer class, that's the retail customer class. For the product tax class, that's the taxable goods. And the tax rates, I've selected two different tax rates for the same. The example that I showed you for New York, it was 8.375% as the tax rate. And for California, for example, California and zip code 9001, it was 10% there, and the same was visible as $12.30 in the tax section there itself. So under the tax rule, how you can create the tax rule, you have to give the name of the tax rule that would be visible to you. Then here you'll find the complete list of tax rates that you've already created. Those would be visible here. So here you can see that we have the United States California 9000 9007 rate 1 and US New York rate 1 as well. And here you can tap on the add new tax rate in the runtime as well to create a tax rate as per your own requirement there if you have not created it already there itself. Then we have the additional settings. Under additional settings, you can set up the customer text class for which this text rate would be or the text rule would be applicable to. So here you can see that we have the retail customer already selected. You can create multiple number of text customer text classes, and you can assign those text classes to the customer groups as per the requirement there, and then we'll be able to select those here as well. Similarly, you can create the product text classes as well. For now, we have set it as taxable goods. So whenever you are creating a product, you need to select the taxable goods as the product text class for a particular product there. You can also add new text class by tapping here on the add new text class, enter the name of the text class, tap here on the add button, and that particular one would be added. So here you can see that I've added a particular text class, that's the product text class, that's the product text class with the name product text class. So here we can set the priority of the tax rule as well. So here you can see that the tax rates at the same priority are added and others are compounded basically. You can also calculate off the subtotal only, so you need to check this option for that, and you'll be able to import the tax rates as well if you have already created the tax rates. Otherwise you can export the tax rates as well. To export the tax rates, you just need to tap here on the export tax rates and the particular tax rates would be exported. So here you can see that the code, country, state, zip code, rate, zip postage range from range 2, and the default stowaways with the label names are visible here within the CSV or the comma separated value file. And here you can see that we have the United States California 9000 rate 1 and US New York rate 1 as well visible to the within the CSV file to the admin there after the tax rates have been exported there by the admin by tapping on the export button that's provided here within this particular section itself. So this is how we can create a tax rule, and then you need to tap here on the save rule button to save that particular rule itself. Now after that, now let's see, so we have till now seen how the text appears to the customers in the shopping cart, how to create the text rules, how to set up the text zones and text rates. Now let's see the basic configuration setting options available in the admin backend panel for the text rates there. For that, what we have to do is we need to navigate through stores, then configuration, and on the configuration page let me scroll down here. It's just taking a bit of time due to the low internet connectivity maybe. So on the configuration page here, what we'll do is we'll navigate to the sales section, and under the sales section we'll be able to see the text section there. So here if I go to sales and I go to the text section, here we'll be able to see the automated text system, that's the vertex that is provided by Magento in default. And then we have the text classes, calculation settings, default text destination calculation, price display settings, shopping cart display settings, order invoice credit memo display settings, and fixed product taxes. So we'll just go through the different options that these sections provide. So under the text classes, you can uncheck the use default system, and you can basically set up the text class for shipping from the available ones as per your own requirement there. Same goes with the default text class for product. Whatever text class that you have set up here would be the default text class for the products. It can be anything that you have already created there and added. Same goes with the default text class for the customer. Whatever text class that you have selected here would be the default text class for the customers there. So that was about the text classes. Then we have the calculation settings. The tax calculation method can be based on unit price, row total, or the total. It depends upon your requirement. As per your requirement, you can set this up. Then we have calculation is based on whether shipping address, billing address, or the shipping origin, catalog price, whether you want to excluding the text or including the text. So this sets whether catalog price entered from Magento admin include text or not. Then we have shipping price. This sets whether the shipping amount entered from the Magento admin or the obtained from gateway includes text or not. So you can choose excluding text or including text. Then we have apply customer text before discount or after discount. Then we have applied discount on prices, whether you want to exclude it or include it, to apply discount on prices there. So to apply the discount on prices including text and apply the text after discount, you have to set the catalog prices to including tax here. Then we have apply tax on. You can set it as custom price if available or original price only. You can also enable the cross-border trade as yes or no. When catalog price includes tax, enable this setting to fix the price no matter what the customer's tax rate is. Then after this, we have the default text destination calculation. So here you can set the default country, default state, and the default postcode for the default text destination calculation. Then we have the price display settings, where you can display the product price in catalog, excluding text, including text, including and excluding text as well. Then we have display shipping prices, where you can display the shipping prices excluding tax, including tax, or including and excluding tax as well. Then we have shopping cart display settings, wherein we have different options for the display prices. So within the shopping cart display settings, you can set up the display prices as excluding tax, including tax, including and excluding tax. You can display the subtotal in a similar fashion. The same goes with the display shipping amount. Include text in order total, whether you want to include the text in the order total, so you can choose a yes or a no for that. You display full text summary, you can choose a yes or a no for that. Display zero text subtotal, you can choose it as a yes or a no as well. Then we have the orders, invoices, credit memo display settings here as well. Let me uncheck these options here. Here you can go with the display prices as excluding text, including text, including and excluding text. You can display the subtotal in the same fashion. You can display the shipping amount in the same fashion. You can include text in the order total, so you can choose a yes or a no for that. You can display full text summary, you can choose a yes or a no for that, and display zero text subtotal as yes or a no for the order, invoices, credit memos display setting there. And lastly, we have the fixed product taxes. You can choose to enable the fixed product taxes as yes or no as per your own requirement there. So yes, that was much about how to set up tax zones and tax rates, how to create the tax rules, and how the tax appears to the customers in the shopping cart, and the basic configuration setting options available in the admin backend panel. If you still have any questions, queries, suggestions, or requirements regarding the same, then you can anytime get back to us at support@webcool.com, or you can raise a ticket at webcool.uvides.com as well. Apart from that, if you find this particular video helpful, then do kindly give it a thumbs up. And lastly, thanks for watching this particular video, and have a great day ahead.